Hello, in this C programming video we are going to look at the register storage class. So the register storage class, let me explain to you how it works if you create a normal variable. So if I say int I equals 5, doesn't matter what it is, that will store this in memory. In memory it will allocate enough space for an integer, and then it will put it in memory, aka RAMs. And if I press Control Shift Escape, go to Task Manager, go to Performance, aka this, the RAM dims, it will put it in here. If you are frequently using some sort of variable, maybe a counter, definitely don't want to do big ones with register, but something like a counter, what you can do is put the keyword register at the start. You won't see very often when you're going through code online, but this is a valid way of doing it, and this will maybe, this is the important part, maybe store it in register memory. So register memory is on the CPU itself, because the way computers work, they store like a program, for example, in RAM, and then when it needs to be processed, it'll be transferred to the CPU and back and forth. That obviously has an implication on speed. If it's on the CPU, it is a lot faster. Register typically is a lot smaller and probably the size of one word. And what that basically means is if you're compiling for 32-bit, it'd be 32 bits. The word size will be, so that's 4 bytes. If you're compiling for 64-bit, that will be it'll be 64 bits, which will be 8 bytes. And by putting the keyword register, it just means, so if I save it and if I was to print it out, say printf, and if I just put %i and I put I give that a run, it will still print out 5. Like, the actual use of this variable is the same. It's just potentially it will store it in register, which is a lot faster. Again, that is a maybe, depending on how much space is available and etc. So one other thing to note is, if I was to do printf, if I, let's say, create a new variable int, say j equals 6, doesn't really matter the value, and what I'm going to do is just print out if I put the ampersand there and I put the variable name, this will print out the memory location. So that's the memory location. But what happens if I try and do that with I? We get an error. Address a registered variable I requested. The problem is you're trying to get the memory location when it's no longer in memory, aka RAM. It's in register now, so you can't get the memory location for it. So that's the main difference. Register is a lot faster, there's a lot less storage space, it's in the matter of bytes compared to your RAM most likely being in gigabytes. I've got 32 gig of RAM on my system, which is a far cry, it's a huge amount bigger than what the register is capable of, and you can't get the memory location. So that's really it. You probably won't use it that often, but it's a good thing to know, and if you ever do come across it online in some code, that's what it does. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the Discord group. There'll be a link in the description, and as usual, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.